One of the reasons getting out of poverty seems difficult or even impossible is because of our illusions of order. We think that the monetary system is fair or should be fair, that people are kind, generous, merciful, or the way money moves around is to go to the good or should go to the good, the nice, the meek ones, or to reward sacrifice. And so we work hard, we grind along, we lose sleep, or pretend we are not sick to prove we are reliable. We skip our meals, take the blame for something that has gone wrong, or drop everything for the call of our boss. We live in the illusion that our superiors or our leaders will do the right thing, that we shall get what we work hard for, that leaders serve with our interests in their minds. And while this is true, the monetary system is fair, people are kind, generous, they do the right thing, people suddenly pop and do miracles for us, videos get viral, luck comes and changes our lives, or we get the paycheck increase that is more than we expect, or we get the job or the school grade we think we deserve. But this is only a portion of reality. The rest of reality is that people are looking after themselves. People look like they care, but they are actually making money off of us legally, like our employment companies, or illegally, making money out of our money, like banks who give 1% interest while earning 10 to 20% from investments. Institutions manipulate the markets. Leaders who want to save face want to paint a picture of an economic boom while just borrowing money endlessly for basic consumption. And our friends do mean well to pay when they borrow from us, but when they get fired, paying their debts is the last thing on their mind, even if we think they should not think that way. Our tenants do wish they could pay the monthly rent, but if throwing a huge party for their child or buying a car makes them feel respected and admired, the rental payment gets at the back of the line. Our staff may deal with a life and death situation and they may not want to steal, but if the money is in front of them, they'll take it and deal with the consequence later. Or our bosses promote someone else over us because they either do not value our abilities, or they may be physically attracted to our rival, or feel indebted by our rival for something done for them. The monetary system does correct. It does because there are consequences and effects to causes, like people lose trust or confidence in a product if it fails to keep its quality, or poor performance of others affects sales, and so our abilities become recognized. Fairness, justice, or a reckoning do happen. But these themes may either be active or the passive current in the system. And in the current, human tendencies either corrupt, dilute, or unravel this reckoning. The monetary system is a mix of fairness as well as uncontrolled desires, the maintenance of image of reputation of leaders, desperation, or outright scamming or theft. And and some and even something esoteric or unknown. So, to expect the monetary system or people to do what's right or good may be unreliable and may even be dangerous for our finances. This illusion of order is why we feel betrayed. We feel pain, frustrated, financially broke, or wiped out. Idealizing people or institutions or the monetary system just opens us up to disappointment or pain, depression, heart diseases, mental health issues. And disillusionment may not be the key to deal with this. If it is, we may just be executing our potentials in a crappy way or with no interest, no curiosity, no passion. And this is not about being pessimistic. This is about being realistic and accountable. Because when it comes to finances, we really are on our own. No one can or will protect or fix our finances for us. We can hold on to our ideals, blame our leaders, our bosses all we want, but that might not pay the bills or put food on the table. The key may be to make allowances for human or external tendencies instead of putting all our hopes on justice or ideals on the monetary system. The key can be to not build such low walls that disappointments can break us, but not so high walls that genuine opportunities cannot reach us. The key may be to hold space for miracles, for ideals, but not rely on these. If you feel down on luck, or you feel ignored, or you don't ever get a break, here are things you can do. In deciding about your finances, you can give allowance to human tendencies. Like, just not give your 100% vote or reliance on something. Like, you still keep your savings locked in a vault, or you document transactions, or you keep receipts, check your bills, no matter how much you trust someone. Protect your money no matter what or who you are dealing with, because disappointment is always a probability. There's nothing more painful than being betrayed by someone you trust. It may be awkward to write things down between longtime friends or colleagues, but do it anyway. Allow yourself to be weird to people. Try not to filter your choices according to people's comfort or approval. Your financial management is not a group project. When it comes to finances, we really are on our own. No one can or will protect our money or fix our finances for us. You may also deposit some of your savings in other banks or saving platforms like insurance, pension plans, or other currencies, uh, so that you won't be exposed to losses. In terms of household expenses or assets, buy the ones that you can maintain or look after. You may want to buy cars, but if you do not have the maintenance funds or the space for them, it would just mess up your financial well being or cause disappointment when they tarnish or get rusted. Or you may want to buy a lot of something, but floodwaters eat them up because you can't protect them. Or buy clothes or things that would disintegrate, rot, fade in time because you can't look after them. Because things, food, they expire or there are unpredictable weather that can wash them away. This is not about pessimism, but this is about overconfidence in people, institutions, events, or a higher order to take care of us. They may or they do, but we have to do our part too. When it comes to domestic affairs, what you can do to protect your interests instead of relying on others to do the right thing is to prepare for an emergency fund. This saves you from the illusion that government or institutions or friends or family would bail you out of an emergency. They may right away, that's awesome. Or maybe they will next month, or maybe they might not at all. But counting on it will just lead to betrayal. It can be wise to know you have something stashed. Remember that disappointment is always a probability. By preparing an emergency fund, you may still feel hurt if help does not come, but it won't break you down. Emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of your monthly living expenses for those who are employed, and 6 to 2 years for those who are self-employed. Or, for example, if you lend your money, but you would like to conserve your savings by screening the borrower thoroughly, like making sure that the borrower has income to pay, has means to pay if this person gets fired, has stable habits of paying obligations, or does sound financial decisions when it comes to expenditures, like mortgage or rental payments is not more than 30% of the paycheck. If you are going to lose your money, make sure that the odds are low. And you probably might want to lend your savings to 5 other people with the same standards. There is a bigger probability that you don't lose all your savings that way. You can establish high standards when dealing with people. By doing so, you are showing them how you want to be treated. If you lower your standards, they will neglect being reasonable with you. In a job, what you can do is when you're hoping for a promotion while performing at work, you can try to just expend your energy or focus on your job conservatively. Conserve your resources of time and energy. Go for efficiency or go for multiplying your energy instead of depleting it. For example, try to make time or and give full attention to other priorities as well, like your family, your investments, your health, like exercise or good hours of sleep, your hobbies like nature trips, artistic inclinations. Spreading your energy to other priorities not only enrich your job performance and not only outsource inspiration and insights, but they also serve as buffer from putting your heart and soul to success decisions that include human or external tendencies. Another thing you can do is think of a way or a system that addresses several goals at one time. Like, instead of selling to one client, you sell to communities. So 1 hour of your time can result to multiple sales. By doing so, you do not scrape from the bottom of your barrel for fuel to perform your duties. There's nothing more heartbreaking than giving your soul, all your time and energy into something, or there's nothing more heartbreaking than feeling exploited by the system that is rigged in the first place. Sometimes we put all our hopes on winning or gaining on a game of chances that is incomplete, that is lacking the aspect of external tendencies. It is like expecting to sail straight towards an island because logically we should get there. But there's the current, the wind, the climate, the tides, and our capacity or fitness to row that can be a factor to sailing. Or if you're going to work for a company, try to gauge your superiors if they work with integrity or accountability. Keep yourself open to other opportunities while gauging your current superiors. You can only feel betrayed if you know that your boss craves power and desires image or reputation over excellent work, and still you stay and hope that this boss would treat you differently. If your superiors think you have to prove your worthiness to them, give yourself permission to let them prove themselves to you too. That they are worthy of your competence, your work ethics, your knowledge. In terms of investments, what you can do to protect yourself from disappointments is diversifying some of your capital in uncorrelated asset classes or geographical indices, even if one asset seems to be the one to stick to, you know, diversifying may truly help. Lessen or protect yourself from disappointments. You can also buy an asset at a relatively low price so that the potential for loss is small. Remember that there's always a probability that you would not get what you think you deserve or what you hope for. Sometimes investing success, like during an economic meltdown or crash, it is not about making the biggest profits, but it is about losing the least amount. Another way to protect yourself from disappointments from a rigged system is to go only for compelling reasons, not just the run of the mill or ordinary reasons when investing. For example, if you're going to buy a rental property, make sure that the price is relatively low in terms of inflation, taxes, depreciation, and the structural integrity. Make sure that there is economic activity in the area, it does not get flooded, it has stable bones, the traffic or the flow around is good, and there are relatively small operational expenses. So that if the tides don't go your way, maintaining is not too burdensome, or reselling would still generate profits. And if it goes your way, profits would be reliable and huge. One of the reasons getting rich or getting out of poverty is difficult or frustrating or even heartbreaking is because of our illusions of order. We think that the monetary system is fair, people are kind, generous, merciful. And while this is true, this is just partly true. This is just a portion of the reality. The rest of the reality is greed, manipulation, ego, uncontrolled desire, and people looking after themselves. The monetary system is an interplay of universal justice or cause and effects, human tendencies, and some other unknown factor. And so to cling to ideals do help, but to rely on it altogether may lead to heartbreak, feelings of burnout or exploitation, poverty, scarcity. And so the key to managing our finances may not just be to just give up or kick the can down the road or to just withdraw from opportunities. That would be the dead end of our finances. The key can be to hold space for ideals, but to not rely on it or wait for it. Deploying our time, energy, our savings, our capital, our knowledge conservatively lessens the probability of wipeout, exhaustion, feelings of exploitation, disillusionment, or breakdown, while they can still open us up for possibilities that our decisions go our way. Another way is also to use these human capital and monetary capital efficiently or multiplying them so that we always have internal or physical fuel to run along.